Hey guys, what's happening? This is Forgo Nation, and today I thought we'd talk about something a little different, and that's these attack buffs that these characters offer. Now if you take a look at Warwolf here, his 5 skill says apply to self, gives him invincible for 1 second, and gives him an increased all attack by 80%, all speed by 20, and a crit rate by 60% for 15 seconds. If you guys look at the bottom here, it says Howls to Mars, which is your 5 skill. It says Howls to Mars will transfer to all allies who tag in, making it lethal when used in combination with other skills. So when you use Warwolf with another character, if you use Warwolf, hit this 5 skill, that buff will apply to the other skill that you tag in. Now, if you take a look at Beast here, it's the same thing. His 5 skill, it says apply to self, increases all attack by 55%, all defense by 70%, and all speed by 20, and also gives a 30% ignore defense. Now this just says apply to self. It doesn't say to apply to all allies, but it does apply to everyone, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Okay, this is, you know, Netmarble should fix this a long time ago. It should say to apply to all allies, but it doesn't. But I'll show you guys how I know it does. And then let's take a look at Nick Fury here. Nick Fury also on his 5 skill applies to enemies. And, well, I'm sorry, applies to self. Increase all attack by 80%, all defense by 20%, and all speed by 20%. Now this also says apply to self. So it's like, how in the hell does this apply to everybody? Well, the first thing you do is go into preview skill here. And you need to figure out which icon tells you the buff is there. So we're going to hit the 5, and that little red buff there that has 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, you put your finger on that or your cursor and it says increase all attack. There's your buff. That's how you know that buff's engaged. Every time you hit the 5 skill on Beast, on Warwolf, or on Nick, that buff will show up, even after you tag in another character. Let's get out of here. Okay. So what we're going to do, you guys, is we're going to go into story mode with this team. We want to do something really easy here. All we're trying to do is just show off this buff. That's all we're doing. We'll just go real easy. It don't matter. Okay. So we're going to enter into this here. And I'll show you guys what's up. Okay, so I'm going to try to explain this the best I can, you guys. Beast all attack buff on his 5 skill says it applies to himself. Nick Fury's all attack buff on his 5 says it applies to himself. And Warwolf says that it applies to all allies when using Howls to Mars, which is his 5 skill. Okay. When you use Beast's 5 skill, it may say only to himself. He'll hit the 5, and there's the attack buff. Now watch. I'll switch to Nick Fury, and look. The attack buff is still there, you guys. It's still there. It still applies to the characters that you tag in. Okay, so now we have Nick Fury. Now watch. We'll hit Nick Fury's 5 skill. There's his 5 skill. We'll switch to Warwolf. Now look. Whoops. Nick Fury's 5 skill is applying to Warwolf. Okay, now let me explain the difference here with this. Now, when you use Warwolf and you use his 5 skill, and you bring in, say, Beast or Nick Fury, and use their 5 skill, the attack buffs will stack. Because Warwolf's all attack buff will apply to all allies, his attack buff will stack on top of Beast or Nick Fury's or anybody else's. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So you hit his 5 skill, you hit Beast, you hit his 5 skill, and look. We have this attack buff, and we have this attack buff. We have both of them going on at the same time, which is pretty freaking awesome. Now I'm going to wait for a Beast attack buff to go off cooldown because I want to show you guys something. Because Beast attack buff says apply to self and Nick Fury says apply to self, they will not stack. Now if I use Beast 5 skill and then use Warwolf, they will stack. Because Warwolf's all attack buff applies to all allies. But if you're going to use 2 characters that have an all attack buff that apply to their self, they will not stack. So we'll use his 5 skill, then we'll use Nick Fury. Now watch. There's Beast's 5 skill. Now watch. We'll use Nick Fury's. Boom, it's gone. He canceled it. Now we just have Nick Fury's. So it can be a little confusing, but I don't know why it is this way, you guys. It's just the way it is in the game. When you have Warwolf, no matter what, his attack buff will always apply. No matter what. It will stack on other attack buffs. It'll always carry over. But when you're using Nick Fury and Beast, their attack buff will transfer to another character. We'll hit his 5, we'll switch to Warwolf, and there's his 5 skill. It's still hanging in there on Warwolf. And if I use Warwolf's 5, then both those attack buffs are still going on. So it can be a little confusing, you guys. Let's go ahead and clear this sucker. This will be pretty easy for old Nicky boy. It's pretty much a joke, you know, this stage here, or this story mode. Yeah, you're pretty much gonna die, buddy. See ya. Yeah. Not too difficult, you guys. Not too difficult. Woo! So let's get out of here. Oh no, I didn't want to. Yeah. Let's get out of here. Here we go. So remember that, you guys. You know, Warwolf's passive, his 5 will always apply, and it will stack on other attack buffs. But Nick Fury's and Beast attack buff will carry over to a character that you tag in, but they will not stack on top of another attack buff unless it's Warwolf's attack buff. So I hope I made this clear for you guys. I had a request to make a video about this and try to explain this, and I hope this helps you guys out there, man. And by the way, you guys, you really shouldn't be using 2 attack buffing characters at the same time. I mean, you can, but usually there's really no need for it. You know, I mean, Nick Fury's all attack buff only lasts for 10 seconds. I mean, that's not a lot of time, guys. That gives you enough time to use Nick Fury's attack buff, switch to another character, and get that buff from him. That's really about it. If you tried using his buff, because you're probably going to put him in leadership for the most part, and that's the same for Beast as well. You're probably going to put Beast as a leadership because, you know, Nick Fury has that 50% all attack buff leadership, and Beast has the 50% increase of physical attack leadership. So really, Beast and Nick Fury you would have as leaderships anyways. And yeah, you can use Beast 5 skill here, but it lasts for 15 seconds, which is good. And you could switch to Warwolf and get his, and it lasts for 15 seconds also. And use it on another character. And you know what? Let's do that. Let's try that for a moment. So let's go into World Boss Ultimate here. We take on Proxima, stage 50, that sounds good. We'll use Quicksilver with Beast leadership and Warwolf. Try to stack those attack buffs. Yeah, this will work. Let's go into here. Okay. Just have a little fun, you guys. We're not going to try to clear this or anything. I'm just going to show you guys, you know, you can do this. I don't usually recommend it because it's kind of a pain in the butt. But, you know, it is what it is. If you want to have a little fun, something different. So we're going to hit Beast 5. We're going to switch to Warwolf. We're going to hit his 5. We're going to switch to Quicksilver. And there you go, guys. Both those buffs are showing up. Whoops. Both those buffs are showing up. It's pretty cool. And I'm going to freaking die if I don't be careful here. Ah, there we go. Good old Quicksilver and all that dodge. Just mutilate. Ah, my proc came early there. Crap. Crap. Okay. No. Here we go. Jump. There we go. Now we got the proc where we want it. Back on. And the thing about having, you know, 2 passives, guys, or 2 attack buff passives is, I mean, honestly, guys, you're only going to use it once. And if you notice from any of the videos that I do, usually, you know, if I have an attack buff, it's on, you know, I use it as my leadership, like Nick Fury or Beast. And I use it, you know, whenever, like, say I'm in trouble, my character's in trouble, I'll switch to Beast and get that attack buff and bring my main damage dealer back in and kick some butt. Or if I'm using Nick Fury, you know, if I'm in trouble, I'll, you know, tag in Nick Fury, use his attack buff, and then tag back in my main damage dealer. That's how you want to use attack buffs. You really don't want to have two of them at the same time. That kind of really throws your game off, and you're really not going to use them. I mean, as you guys can see, like in this fight right here, and Quicksilver's kind of an exception because he just remains in iframes and he just mutilates so quick Proxima. It's really nothing for him. I mean, yeah, we could definitely beat this. There's no doubt in my mind. Easily. And you just having two attack buffs at the same time, there's really just no need for it, guys. You really just want to use one at the same time. But I thought I'd, you know, share the information about how they work and, you know, the way you need to play them. You know, just use one attack buff at a time. That's the best way to go about it. And I also wanted to clarify that even though Nick Fury and Beast say that they only apply themselves, that's a bunch of crap. They do apply to all characters. Booyah! Oh, this is just too easy. Too easy, man. Too easy. And Quicksilver's such a beast. He really is. This is just stupid. Just stupid. Look at this, guys. I could have usually anybody else had freaking died right there. Oh, man. I messed up right there. We're probably going to die, but we're just going balls to the wall having some fun. Oh, there we died, you guys. Okay, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.